The bloody struggle for the Maida escarpment continued for weeks. On the night of May 21st, the Americans launched a bold attack. When the return fire forced the Americans to take cover, Doss remained in the open to treat the wounded. Then he and 3 other soldiers crawled into a hole to wait out the darkness. Suddenly, a grenade landed among them. 3 men scrambled out, but Doss was too late. Reflexively, he covered the grenade with his boot, then felt it detonate beneath him and hurl his body into the darkness of night. When he fell back to earth, the leg was still there but bleeding badly from numerous wounds. Rather than call for another medic to leave the shelter and risk his own life, Doss bandaged his own wounds and waited the 5 hours alone until daylight broke. As the litter bearers arrived with the dawn and began to carry the wounded medic out of danger, they passed another critically wounded soldier. Doss instructed them to put down his litter, then rolled off it and told them to take the other man. While he awaited their return, he was joined by yet another wounded soldier. Together, the 2 of them set out for safety, leaning upon each other. Once again, rifle fire split the morning. Pain stabbed Doss's arm, which was curled across the shoulders of his new comrade. The sniper's bullet went into his wrist, exited through his elbow, and then lodged itself in his upper arm. Had the bullet not hit Doss, it probably would have struck his wounded compatriot in the neck. Doss borrowed his friend's rifle and used the stock to fashion a splint for his useless arm. Then the 2 continued to crawl to safety. 17 pieces of shrapnel were removed from Doss's leg and his arm set in a sling. On the hospital ship, Doss was being prepared for the return home. Desmond Doss's war was over. He'd fought a good fight, his own way, without ever compromising his strong beliefs. On October 12, 1945, Desmond Doss was invited to the White House. President Harry S. Truman held a Medal of Honor in his hand as he looked at the brave young medic. "I would rather have this medal," he said, "than to be the president." Then, with those words, he hung the Medal of Honor around the neck of Corporal Desmond Thomas Doss. At home, another surprise awaited the young man. His men hadn't forgotten the brave medic or his love for the Word of God. The message about Doss's Bible had been delivered. Incredibly, the men who once mocked the godly Seventh-day Adventist who would not compromise had returned to the Maida escarpment with a new mission and purpose. After soundly defeating the Japanese, they fanned out across the rocky terrain and conducted a search until they found and mailed home Doss's Bible.